Welcome back. In 2021, Eoghan Gorman suffered a spinal injury which changed his life overnight. Things were made harder when he learned that his disability allowance he'd received while in rehab was to be stopped.
Eoghan joins us now to share his story alongside his partner, Saoirse O'Neill. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming in to us this morning. So, Eoghan, the accident was back in October 2021.
That's right, yeah.
How exactly did it happen? What happened to you on that day?
So I was out for just a standard weekend. Me and a friend, we went out mountain biking. So we were up on the mountain in Ticknock. And unfortunately, when I was coming down the track, something went wrong. I crashed the mountain bike and then I broke my neck. Took a lot of impact to the head during the crash. Broke the neck at the level C3. It's the very top of your spine.
Right.
And when you break your neck a lot of the time, then, or anywhere on your vertebrae or anywhere in your back at all, you do damage on the spinal cord. And that's where the real issue is. That's where the repercussions come from. Like.
So what kind of movement were you left in the wake of the accident?
In the wake of the accident, I woke up very similar to what I am now today. So that's a big issue with spinal cord injury, is that the recovery is minimal, or a lot of the time it's permanent, the damage done from the very, very start.
So from the shoulders down, do you have any mobility at all?
No, limited from the shoulders down. So I only have, as you can see here, it's just the function to the shoulders, that's it really. Wow. Below that is no sensation and no function.
Like, you were a very active person. Like, obviously, you were mountain biking. You had represented Ireland as well in MMA. So this happens. Yeah. So when the news is broken to you, how did you process that? How did you deal with that?
It's, your whole world's changed. And initially, it's in denial, and the understanding is just, it's not there. You can't justify it or make sense of it in your own head initially. And that takes time, of course, but it's chaos initially, to be brutally honest with you. Your whole world is just given to you. I suppose the worst disappointment you could ever imagine is within a couple of seconds handed to you, and obviously that just takes time to unfold and understand. Like. But yeah, initially it's full denial and lack of understanding and just chaos initially, yeah.
Saoirse, for you, you guys had been together for a few years before the accident. Yeah. This is something you could never have imagined would happen to you as a couple. What kind of challenge was it for you to wrap your head around? Like, it's one thing for Eoghan to try and get his head around this new reality, but for you as his girlfriend, what was it like for you?
Yeah, like, you couldn't kind of put into words like how hard it actually is. Even to this day, we face challenges daily, don't we?
Definitely, yeah.
But I feel like it's made us stronger as well, in a way, because we've gone through so much together, you know, and we've been there for each other throughout everything as well. So we're lucky to have each other, yeah.
How long were you in hospital and rehab, all told?
So initially I spent 4 months in a Mar. That's your acute hospital. Then I got discharged and I was in the national rehab until last year. So I spent 2.5 years in the national rehab. So it's obviously a very long time. It's way longer than what it should be. But that was other issues on the side. Trying to get a discharge and get home and move back to the community is proved more challenging than what it should have been.
You're only home less than a year, right?
July last year I came home, yeah.
And what's it been like coming back to the house? I presume, like, you have to change things around the house to make it easier for you.
Massive adjustment, yeah. Obviously, you're coming into a new world, essentially. It's because my whole world is gone now and everything is new. But with regards to the house, it took a lot of time to get a house initially that would suit me, and it's now a social house that we're living in, and it was given to us by the government, of course, and allocated to me. So a lot of the adjustments were done moving into the house straight away, but there was a lot of things that we had to do that weren't suitable in the house as well. Like, we had to do adjustments to the bathroom. The house given to us wasn't perfect, and the bathroom wasn't really suitable for me, so we had to get friends and family and different people that we knew from the community to give us a hand, and we had to do adjustments, but we got there in the end and make it work, you know.
Okay. October last year came around and you received notification that your payment...
A letter came in the door, essentially, yeah.
Just to tell you it's been stopped.
Yeah.
Why did they tell you it was being stopped?
So, firstly, the last week in October was when we got a means test. So we had to show our earnings and income into the house. So we presented them and sent them through the post. And then the next thing was the letter came through to say that we're over the threshold and that Saoirse's income was too high. But that was considered too high for both of us as a pair. So we're a cohabiting couple is the term they use. And just because we live together, then we're considered under the same roof, and Saoirse's income is then too high. That's it.
So you've lost your financial independence as well as everything else.
Exactly, yeah. All my other independence was gone as well. And then this was the last thing that I had. The financial independence was the last bit of independence I had. And now that's gone as well. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you probably hadn't thought of this in a real way, but like you've kind of said to yourselves, Saoirse, if you move out, will he then get the disability allowance that he deserves?
Exactly, yeah. Like we've had this conversation. So like I work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and then Eoghan has carers who would be there like 12 hours Monday to Friday, and then till 2 o'clock on weekends. And then after them hours, I'd cover Eoghan's care. So like the state don't have to pay for care 24/7 for Eoghan because I'm there in the house with Eoghan. And then they just took the payment off Eoghan. So I feel like it's just completely let two of us down altogether, do you know?
Yeah.
What?
So Saoirse helps us there in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she takes up the hours, because essentially I need 24/7.
24/7 care.
24/7 care. I can't do anything for myself. So when the carers aren't there, somebody has to look after me. So Saoirse covers that.
Wow.
Most of them hours, like, so it's she's helping me in other ways that they aren't, and then the state is giving us no help at all.
And even in terms of mentally, you really credit Saoirse for you feeling
Absolutely,
the way
yeah.
you do.
Yeah, it's now I'm relying on her financially, but she gives emotional and physical support too, of course. You know, it's not just it's not as simple as it looks from the outside.
Yeah.
I think that's the bottom line here. It's not just a case of a means testing a number that's justifying what we need or what I need individually, you know. I think the biggest issue is that the disability allowance is looked at from a perspective of it's a means and it should be a needs assessment.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot more than just the number on the screen. There's a life behind that number, and that's the issue. I think is that's not the way it's looked at. You know,
like my weekly wage cannot support like all the bills we have, the physio needs, all the care, like medical stuff outside, just daily things.
Because
you know,
things like trousers that need to be kind of amended. You know, you're not able to buy standard jeans that will work for you.
exactly.
Or
It's just
you're-
you're dead right. Exactly.
like the list just goes on, doesn't it, of what we have to fund for, and then.
But the money,
obviously now-
aside from the money, then it's the stress and the pressure. So Saoirse now feels the pressure of both of our relationships and a full household and all our bills. I have my own van, Saoirse has her own car. All of that is weighing on Saoirse now. And it's not right, it doesn't make sense. It's, aside from taking away my independence, it's putting all the dependence on Saoirse now and all the pressure on her.
Okay. That physiotherapy that you were talking about, Saoirse, that comes at a cost.
Of course,
Yeah.
like everything, yeah.
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 It's €120 an hour or something?
So that's what I talked about. So for me to do aquatic physio, that's the price, and there's really only one place in Dublin that does it. So we went and got a price, and I was obviously shocked at that price. Like, it's substantial.
And there are things that I
I
would enjoy to do, but at the minute it's hard to be able to do all that
Exactly,
stuff,
yeah.
isn't it?
What do you want the government to do for you all?
I think that the payment needs to be looked at again, and it should be assessed on needs and not means.
Yeah.
And understood that the number that they're limited to, that's only the start for basic
And that's
necessities.
€245 a week, right? That's the standard
the standard
disability
they
allowance.
give to me, and it's not like, you know, we're not talking they're handing out fortunes. That's the amount that would get me by and allow me to have independence.
Yeah.
You know, so if it was assessed in a way of needs and not means, and they'd understand that somebody with a disability like mine and in my circumstance, I deserve financial independence. I deserve to be able to go out myself, and things come along, like when it's Saoirse's birthday, I shouldn't have to ask Saoirse for money to get a present for her birthday.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I need my own independence.
Yeah, and for your own self-worth as well.
Exactly, yeah.
You need this financial independence.
Exactly.
And you're not the only one.
Yeah.
There will be others like you,
Yeah.
but you're the one who's taken to the media to try and highlight this problem.
But I feel like it's my responsibility now to talk for the other people that can't do it, for other people with disabilities that are or other types, other severe disabilities that can't speak for themselves.
Yeah, and to advocate for them.
Yeah.
We have a statement from the Department of Social Protection. Predictably, they said they cannot comment on individual cases. They went on to say that disability allowance is a means-tested payment where all income and assets, including a partner's, are assessed to target those with the greatest need for income supports by the state. Recent budgets have increased payment rates and income disregards. The department is currently reviewing the means-testing system. Hopefully that will make a difference, while also prioritising a new national disability strategy to improve services and address the extra costs of disability. But that statement's not good to you at the moment when you want to bring your girlfriend out for a meal and try and claw back some of that normality into your life.
I think that's part of the problem. They said they're not addressing it as an individual basis, but each case is individual.
It is individual.
And that's the problem. They need to see it as an individual person. We're not just a number on the screen or just a name. Or it needs to be individualised if that is the case.
Yeah. Can I ask you how it's affecting your relationship?
Yeah, it's definitely putting a strain, like not a strain, like a lot of pressure on our relationship. I feel like it's just so wrong. Like, as I said, we've so many problems that it's just adding so much more stress.
We have a stressful scenario as it is, of course. Like, you know, it's not easy in any way. This is just making it harder.
And we've appealed it and like re-appealed it, and just it's not obviously working. So
We went through every avenue, looked at other options like the invalidity payment. I don't meet the criteria for that either because I haven't paid enough PRSI. I've worked as much as I could have.
I know, this because you're so young when this happens.
Exactly. I left school and I had a job within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I worked right up until 2 days before the accident. But it's not, like, I couldn't have done any more.
And you can't, the invalidity payment, you know, you work 4.5 years,
Exactly.
you have to work for 5 years, but Owen was only working, so he hadn't got enough stamps.
Yeah, just short.
So we're talking about 6 months.
Yeah,
6
so they
months
won't
short.
give him that payment. That's like not a means test because he hadn't worked for 5 years. He only got as far as 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So there wasn't more time. Exactly.
Cases need to be looked at individually and with some kind of heart.
Yeah, a bit of empathy is what we need.
Rather than just a tick.
Yeah,
in
just
box.
a name on a piece of paper.
Exactly.
And
We wish you well. We
wish you
really
so
do.
well. And hopefully, you know, with the momentum that's gathering behind you with appearances like this and talking to the papers, hopefully it's putting pressure on so that you get what you want at the end of it. You're
And
such
people
a
see
gorgeous...
sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what we need, sense and empathy and understanding from our perspective, and a disability perspective is really what we need,
yeah.
You're such a gorgeous couple. Honestly, guys, I'm so glad you have each other to be in this very unique experience. You're absolutely brilliant together and so brave. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us.
Thanks for having us.
It's
Thank
brilliant
you.
to hear from you.